Look at verse 8. It's a powerful verse. It says, stay alert, watch out, for your great enemy, the devil, he prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. And this is it's a very vivid, it's a very realistic picture that Peter paints. Let's pray for those parents right now. It's just, what are you gonna? We all remember it. That's all part of life, right? There's a very vivid picture, though, that he paints here. Stay alert. Watch out for your great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. Do you remember when you were a little kid and you were toddling your way around? You were too close to the fireplace, or you were too close to a hot stove, or maybe there was a little one that was near the edge of a swimming pool. Your parents may have been talking in a very normal tone, but in an instant, everything changes. Watch out. And when their voice changes, I think that's what's happening here in verse 8. Peter is saying with a different inflection as he changes, he's going to warn us. Stay alert. Watch out. Kyle said last week, this world is not our home, but it is our assignment. It is our assignment. Your non-Christian coworkers, your non-Christian neighbors are not the enemy. They are victims of the enemy. And your assignment is to love them and to lead them to Christ. About 25 or 30 years ago, I accepted a speaking engagement with a company. It was basically me giving the same motivational talk in 8 different locations of this company. But they had a little company prop plane that seated 8 people, and the president and the vice presidents and I would fly to these different places, and we'd do our same dog and pony show each night. And one night, we were flying back from somewhere, and the pilot, I'll never forget, the pilot's name was Chop. And Chop, we're getting ready to board, and we're heading back to Louisville, and he said, hey, Dave, he said, you want to ride up with me in the cockpit? I'm like, sure. I'd played video games before, and I was happy to help him if he needed help. Well, he didn't want my help, and he certainly didn't need my help, but it was fascinating to see all that goes on from that vantage point. I mean, it was awesome. And after takeoff, I felt so comfortable that I even unbuckled my seatbelt. I felt that relaxed. But after about 15 minutes, Chop shared that we were going into some rough air and that there were some nearby storms, and so we were going to have some turbulence. So he said, put your seatbelt back on. So I did as Chop said, and I buckled back again. And a few minutes later, we hit an air pocket. And this never happens when you're riding in a car, but when you're in an airplane, we hit an air pocket, and my seat came off of the seat. And I flew up about 2 inches, and I conked my head on the metal ceiling as hard as can be, and man, it hurt. And Chop looked over at me and said, I said, fasten your seatbelt. And this time, I didn't just click it. I cinched that baby so tight, I cut the circulation off in my legs, you know? But I told him, I said, hey, get us down quickly. Chop, chop. Chop. And make certain I got that all right. But I was prepared the next time that we encountered turbulence. Hey, when Peter says to the Christian community, stay alert, he's saying, fasten your seatbelt. When he says, watch out, he's saying, I said, fasten your seatbelt. What he's saying is, I mean what I'm saying. Christians, be aware, there will be seasons of suffering, periods of persecution. And when they are reading this, back then in the first century, this is at a time when Nero, the emperor, is lighting his garden with the bodies of flaming Christians who are impaled on stakes. That's what's taking place. And so Peter is saying, I'm telling you, Buckle up. It's going to get tough, but it's for a short season. You know that Satan does not celebrate when you make a commitment to Christ. Satan does not cheer when you have a deep spiritual awakening or time of renewal. He's furious. He wants to bring you down any way he possibly can. And he uses the fear of intimidation, of persecution in his favor. But you got to stand strong.